Hey guys, on here, New Rockstars just released a breakdown yesterday for a trailer that honestly I didn't expect them to, that I want to check out with you guys. It is a little well past its relevancy, I think, at this point, but it seemed fun. I wanted to go into it. I've been a little denied in this aspect of my life, so screw it. We're here. That is, of course, they did a breakdown for Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, the trailer that released at Comic-Con. Honestly, the thing that Comic-Con showed off that's not Marvel related that I'm probably the most excited for. It is, at this point, probably my most anticipated movie of next year. You know, and our group has not met for like 2-3 weeks due to various circumstances, and I'm really itching to get back in. Supposedly, we're meeting this week. But guys, we're going to go ahead and check out this breakdown, so let's go ahead and strap in. If you're not following New Rockstars or subscribed to their channel, do so, please. Here we go.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Whitney Van Lanningham, and holy nine hells, we're getting a D&D movie. As a Tabaxi arcane trickster myself, I can't wait to see my favorite tabletop RPG come into the silver screen. You hear that, popular kids from my high school? Dungeons & Dragons is hot now. Written and directed by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley, aka the writing duo behind
Joe
Spider-Man
Manganiello
Homecoming.
and
This movie
Stranger
is
Things for
definitely
that.
something that I think y'all will enjoy, even if you're not a D&D super fan yet. Today, I'm taking you frame by frame through the new Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves trailer, point out all the D&D tales you might have missed. The trailer opens on Neverwinter,
Nice.
a bustling city of craftsmen, merchants,
See,
and
I
gardeners
wasn't
in Northwest
100%
Faerun,
if that was
also known as the
Neverwinter
Jewel
or
of the
not.
North. Front and center, you can see Castle Never, home of Neverwinter's rulers. Interestingly, the movie has added a coliseum to its landscape, a structure
Yeah,
that doesn't
I
exist
don't
on any
recall
official maps
that.
of Neverwinter. Chris Pine, a human bard named Edgin, introduces their party as a team of thieves, made up of Michelle Rodriguez, a barbarian named Holga, Justice Smith, a half-elf sorcerer named Simon, and Sophia Lillis, a tiefling druid named Doric. Peep that white dragon statue as the party walks through the market square. It actually comes to life later on in the trailer.
Oh,
In the background of this
okay.
scene, you can see Neverwinter's blue banner emblazoned with 3 snowflakes. Next, the party makes their way through the Underdark, an expansive network of caverns, tunnels, and passageways that lie underground. The city they make their way through looks to be Gracklsta, also known as the City of Blades, a subterranean fire-lit home to an underground race of dwarves called the Duergar. These grave dwarves are known to be cynical and tyrannical, and are only happy when they cause the suffering of others. The statues we see lining the chamber are Duergar priests, who display psionic powers in some D&D lore. Regé-Jean Page's paladin, named Zank, pulls a golden helmet out of an intricate puzzle contraption. It was revealed in an exclusive SD.
That looks like the helmet that Justice had on in an earlier clip there.
CC clip that this item is called the Helm of Destruction. The mechanical contraption that holds it is covered in Deathic runes that likely detail how to open it in Dwarvish language. The dragon we see attacking the battlefield is a black dragon, the most brutally destructive and solitary of all chromatic dragons. These guys are known for their ambush-style combat and their use of acid breath, which might be the gross, deadly barf coming out of the dragon's face hole. As Edgin ushers his fellow adventurers,
It is leaving like this singeing, smoking texture on the ground. Like initially when I thought it was barfing up rocks. So I thought it was spewing like earth. But yeah, I wasn't too sure initially. But yeah, I just looking at it again, yeah, the ground is singeing.
to safety, you can see that he's wearing a Harper pin, signifying his former membership to a semi-secret organization of people whose mission is to preserve art, minimize the destruction of animal and plant life, fight villainy, and protect the freedoms of those around them. The Harpers mainly operate out of northern Faerun, confirming that this D&D story takes place within the Forgotten Realms setting. The door he leads them through also has the same symbol inscribed on it, so perhaps this is a Harper safe house of some kind. Although several important deities in D&D lore support the Harpers, they also have equally powerful enemies, such as the Red Wizards of Thay, one of whom we see here holding a glowing red horn. The Red Wizards of Thay are a magical cult of demonologists, dedicated to creating a world of undeath, filled with spiritually reanimated corpses. I think that this artifact could possibly be the Drakhorn, the horn of a red dragon gifted to dragonkind by Tiamat, the evil five-headed dragon goddess. As the queen of all chromatic dragons, she created the Drakhorn as a means to call any chromatic dragon within 2,000 miles. However,
and that might lead into why that one dragon's on the rampage there at in that last clip.
Said, the Red Wizards of Thay are super into necromancy, so this could be a tool unique to this movie that falls more in line with those characters' zombie hobbies. Interestingly though, there have been plots by Red Wizards to turn living dragons into Dracoliches, so that they can command hordes of dragon zombies. So maybe the horn is being used in Honor Among Thieves for a little bit of both. Behind the red horn is an alchemy jug, a magic container that produces any liquid you desire. I use mine for teriyaki sauce. The red wizard using the horn in the next shot is likely Sastam, an incredibly powerful lich and one of the 8 Zulkers, aka powerful rulers of Thay. He was the ruler of necromancy and leader of a massive army of undead soldiers. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude was the greatest evil ever known that Edgin and his crew unleashed. It seems that his followers are blocking these civilians' escape using the spell Wall of Force. Next, we get our first look at Paddington 2's very own Hugh Grant. Grant's character is a sneaky rogue named Forge Fitzwilliams, who, like this Red Wizard, appears to be on the party's side at this point in the movie. The Red Wizard here is likely casting the spell Slow. The woods we see here could possibly be the outer rim of the Dread Ring in Neverwinter Wood.
Scarlet Rot!
Dread Rings are necromantic ritual sites / fortresses for the Red Wizards of Thay. The space surrounding a Dread Ring oozes with evil, be it through a swamp of blood or a dusting of ash. This evil aura may be what gives the trees in this trailer their lovely crimson hue. Also, say hello to this giant spider! The wintry town where Edgin and Holga agree to talk over a drink is most likely located in Icewind Dale, home to tough pioneers and barbarians in the northernmost region of Faerun on a snowy tundra.
I don't know, it doesn't look that icy.
Based on the trees, I'd say that this is the town of Lonelywood, surrounded by the Lonelywood Forest. When we see them handcuffed a few moments later, they could be at Revel's End, the cliffside prison near Lonelywood. This cracked snow-covered landscape is the spine of the world, the mountain range that stretches across northern Faerun. While Holga forges what looks like a homebrewed magma axe, Zank wields a dagger sword, a magical weapon exclusive to this movie. Simon uses the Helmet of Destruction while casting Thunder Wave, a spell that sweeps a wave of thunderous force out from under you. The glowing orb we see hovering in the next shot could be a drift globe, a floating light that can either glow as dim as a flashlight or as bright as daylight, depending on what the user needs it for. When we finally meet Doric, she uses Wild Shape to transform from a horse into an owlbear, which looks cool as f***, but is technically inaccurate. Not to be a well actually, but according to 5e rules, druids can't become owlbears using Wild Shape. Likewise...
No, but isn't there like a higher level spell that they can get that allows them to... I've never played a druid myself, to transform into things that are not beasts. Even so, homebrew. That's your... Any inaccuracy you can like throw out there, you can just like homebrew. It's like the one D&D thing. Like it does... there's always going to be... like, depending on how you play, and that's why I'm not, like, I was not that concerned about it. It was still badass as hell to see an owlbear, like a druid, turn into one. Regardless, it doesn't bother me one way or the other, is because D&D is extremely flexible, and it varies from table to table, from group to group, from DM to DM, and what they're willing to work with, what they can craft, and help the player kind of create for themselves, because they want the player to play the way they want to play, what's in their head, help them create their vision and realize it. And sometimes that means tweaking a couple things and just playing it by ear, man. Anyway, moving on.
The spell she uses a few moments later to travel between worlds is called Dimension Door, which druids typically don't have access to. So, Doric is either a brand new subclass or the Director Master is down with the rule of cool. It's like a Dungeon Master, but he directs us the movie.
Rule the cool.
As Simon confirms the creature's identity, check out his satchel. It looks to me like it could be the Bag of Holding, a small sack that opens to extra-dimensional space, allowing its user to carry up to 500 pounds. The volcanic mountain in the next shot is Mount Hotenau, a volcano in the Crags mountain range deep in the Neverwinter woods. Next, we meet some cool characters with some cool spells. Jason Wong's character Dralis casts the cantrip.
She could have also, like, they just played the clip again. I was like, she could have also got a spell card. Spell card? What is this, Yu-Gi-Oh? Spell scroll. Or something like that, or who knows? There's 1,000 ways they could pull that off.
Green Flame Blade. Daisy Head's Red Wizard casts a lightning bolt, emitting blue electric energy. Outside the Colosseum, Simon casts the protection spell Globe of Invulnerability, which protects you up to a 10-foot radius. Inside the Colosseum, our heroic gang of thieves prepare for battle. We get a much better look at Forge Fitzwilliams here. In the maze, Holga approaches one of the most classic and signature D&D monsters, the Mimic. This monster shapeshifts into normal household objects, or enticing chests of gold to attract unsuspecting prey. Edgin, Simon, and Doric narrowly dodge an attacking Displacer Beast by diving headfirst into a gelatinous cube. Displacer Beasts are magical panther-like creatures with 6 legs and tentacles sprouting from their shoulders. Their magic can bend light, making themselves displace, aka appear closer or farther away than they actually are. But diving headfirst into a gelatinous cube ain't no walk in Winterfell either. These suckers are acidic, and typically absorb and dissolve their prey extremely quickly. See that skeleton guy down there? That guy stayed in there a little too long. Simon casts Ice Knife in the battle arena, a spell that flings a shard of ice that explodes on impact, whether you hit your target or miss. I've seen some fans speculating that these projectiles could also be magic missiles, but those never miss their intended target.
Yeah.
These blasts don't seem as precise as magic missiles should be, but who knows? Like I said earlier, the rule of cool seems to apply to a lot of scenarios in this movie. Daisy Head's Red Wizard uses Misty Step to dodge the owlbear, a spell that creates a plume of mist around its caster, allowing them to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. The mist is usually silver and not red, but I actually like that they're using an alternate color here to display her Thay powers. The best part of this trailer, however, is when we meet Themberchild, the chonkiest, tubbiest red dragon in D&D lore. His job is to protect the Duergar of Gracklstugh in the Underdark.
I love it.
And look, I know that he's a chaotic evil and that he barbecues and eats anyone who disagrees with him, but look at that cute chubby little bunny. Oh, love him. Even if he's a bad guy, he's like a thick, dangerous pug. The reason why this guy has a little belly is because he powers Gracklstugh's forges with his flame breath, and in return, the Duergar feed him whatever he wants and bring him treasure. As you can see here, he's trying to eat Chris Pine because Chris Pine is a goddamn snack. Finally, we get to see what we really all came here for, a bard strumming his lute and doing a jaunty little jig. But
hell yeah, man.
Dork,
I'm rocking a bard right now.
Than he looks. The bard in my campaign has saved our asses with music more times than I've slayed a monster with my custom gnomish engineered dagger.
I don't do a lot of damage, but I pull off some crazy, stupid shit.
These are just some of the Easter eggs that I found in the Honor Among Thieves trailer, but I want my fellow D&D nerds to let me know what I missed in the comments. With D&D, there's always new lore to learn. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at WhitneyPuppy, follow New Rockstar, subscribe
Go
to
give her a
Rockstar
follow, give the channel a follow, a sub, and all that jazz, guys. I like that one, man. Yeah, there's a lot of love to it in there. I've seen some people be like, oh, it just seems like it's like marveling it up. And I was like, dude, if you've never been at a table and actually played D&D, it is not high fantasy. Half the time, it is a bunch of dudes drinking a beer, fucking around, and stupid shit happens. And that's kind of what this is. That's why I was like so excited to see them kind of represent through the characters the kind of way that'll, at least most of the players I've ever played with, act like, play like. You know, every now and then we have our moments where we take it seriously, but most of the time, it's just rolling with the fun, man. And sometimes the dice just aren't in your favor. You flub something up, botch something, it's the call of fate, man. And I like that. Now, the one thing that I wasn't too sure in there was like when she was talking about going down into the Dwarven Forge, saying that it was in the Underdark. I don't know if I 100% agree with that being the Underdark, but you know, the whole dwarf side of it that she was talking about, sure, I think that's fine. I think that's like the only part of this where I was like, well, I don't know, maybe, don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But I love there's just so much actual lore and nuggets in here and things you can call from the handbooks themselves, just to some of the most iconic creatures that you run across in your campaigns and stuff like that, and that we have a pretty solid group that represents a lot of the different types of characters that you would encounter or have in a typical party. And yes, rule of cool. I think that's definitely, especially for a cinematic film representing this world, that's the best way to go about. Are you okay? Are you just that attention hungry right now? I was petting you all through the video, and now you're just back for more. Ah, this is Pop-Tart. She's needy little butthole. But yeah, I was like, a lot of this is probably going to be that, or who knows? It could be homebrewed stuff, it could be spell scrolls, it could be a whole number of magical items that they find along the way that allows them to break out the mold of their typical class limitations. You know, with D&D, literally, the imagination's the limit. If you can think of it, if you can describe it, and if you roll right, you know, you can make pretty much whatever you want. Are you done now, or are you just being difficult? All right, go back to your bed. All right. You can make pretty much whatever you want to happen. And it's just a blast, man. I love playing. You know, I got into it about 3 years ago. I mean, I played like once or twice with a very amateurish DM back in the day who really, he was the kind of DM that really took pleasure in torturing his players. So it wasn't very fun. My current DM is great. He's awesome. And we've been playing, we've taken a break from our main campaign and we've been doing a side one for about 2 years now, I think. No, a little over a year, I think, on this last one. I think we're on 9 weeks, 11 weeks, something like that on this current one. We're doing a Theros at the moment. I'm playing a satyr bard named Daxlin. It's a lot of fun, man. He's a character. It's nice. It's fun. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to play, I highly recommend it. It's not too difficult to get a table together anymore. There's online communities. There's websites dedicated for pairing you up. You can play online. You can find places locally to go play. It's a lot of fun. At the end of the day, a lot of the enjoyment comes down from having a great table, a great group to play with, and a great DM. And sometimes mix and matching can make for some interesting experiences. But guys, what did you think of this breakdown? What is your thoughts on the trailer that we got at Comic-Con for this film? And are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? What are some things you'd love to see out of this? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join us in our Discord. We can talk about it there as well. Links to that in all my social description box below. Follow me in each and every one of those. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to their channel. And before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philip Vane, Yori, Corey Scott, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Melita, Robert Anguano, and Raven McGann. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to roll them 20s, guys. Take care, everybody.